This is a big issue for me when it comes to any show or movie where it's just like, we in the middle of a gunfight. Let's kiss real quick. No! Let's get out of here. Let's survive, and we can figure that out later.
Woke up this morning. Feeling that shine. Whole team got the glow. You can see it in the stride. Got me feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Got me feeling brand new. Feeling brand new. Yeah.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy JusRzd, and today we are here for another edition of Rage Reviews. Today we are reviewing Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4. Whew, this episode. Sheesh. It was a lot going on in this episode, I ain't gonna hold you. This particular episode really showed us what's popping in Seattle. You feel me? Like, it really gave us kind of an in-depth look of the trials and tribulations of Seattle. Like, they gave us a little bit of Isaac's backstory. Isaac is Jeffrey Wright's character in the game as well as in the show, which is pretty dope. And he looks to be like one of the, if not leaders of the WLF, at least one of their high-ranking generals. And we see him being an officer for Fedra. And I don't know why I always want to call him Phaedra, but we see them going on a little convoy, on like a little mission or whatever. It's a bunch of them in there, some young soldiers in there talking junk about the people, and you have like a super green soldier, don't know what's going on, asking questions. Isaac answers them, kind of puts everybody in check. They end up getting stopped, and it looks like a bunch of people come outside to confront them. Isaac's like, I don't need all y'all cutting up, so just give me the newbie. We're gonna step outside real quick. He steps outside. He introduces himself to the group of people. The lady that shows up as like their leader introduces herself to him. He turns around, throws a grenade in the truck, locks the door, and then unalives the driver. And the newbie is sitting there like shocked and amazed, like what is happening? So he points his gun towards Isaac, and Isaac's just like, well, now it's your turn to choose. How do you want to live your life? And yeah, then we cut back to present day, and we see Isaac interrogating one of the Seraphites, and he calls them Scars, but they call themselves Seraphites. And he's pretty much he's pretty kind of brutally, in an interesting way, interrogating this man by heating up a frying pan and burning the back of his hands with it. And you kind of see their exchange back and forth is just very interesting. There's some dope character work in this in that particular scene. And you pretty much seeing Jeffrey Wright trying to intimidate him. Isaac trying to intimidate the Seraphite, and the Seraphite pretty much still holding true to his beliefs and saying like, yo, y'all are going to lose because every day wolves leave your organization and become Seraphites, and we never leave to become wolves. And so he gets upset. He goes to strike him again with the frying pan that's super hot, and he turns around and sees that the Seraphite has his hand out so that he can get burned because he wasn't going to offer up any information. So in that moment, Jeffrey Wright looks and is just like, this is a waste of time, and unalives the Seraphite right then and there. And then we get we get a look at two of the guards that were guarding the door as he was interrogating them, and one of them was actually the soldier that was the green soldier that he took with him outside of the truck so long ago in that flashback. And so we get picked back up with Ellie and of course Dina, and we see them scrounging for supplies at this pharmacy that's run down in Seattle. They're in different places of Seattle, and we pretty much see them traveling through Seattle in some safe spots. They haven't run into anybody, and it's just a bunch of dead bodies littered on the ground. They haven't run into any infected, And so they're just kind of exploring at this particular point. They see a tank, they go in the tank, they make a lot of noise. They was making a whole lot of noise. This episode for people that was supposed to be sneaking around. They was making a whole lot of noise. Like, what y'all on? Y'all supposed to be being sneaky and y'all out here loud. Like, come on, dog. So they end up realizing, they notice a big tall white building with WLF painted on it. It very largely, that they could see it with binoculars. And she was like, Ellie was like, all right, come on, let's go. We're going to go there. And Dina was like, hold on, relax. Let's think about this. If they created a sign big enough for everybody to see it, that means they're probably prepared and expecting people to come to that sign. She was like, yeah, right. So she was just like, so let's kind of wait till nightfall, because it's broad daylight. If we go up there on horseback, they're going to see us from a mile away. So let's wait till nightfall, and then we going to make it do what it do. And they end up pretty much setting up camp in this record store, this music store, where they have a bunch of different instruments. Once again, them being super loud. Shorty started playing the drums. I'm like, Dina, what you on? What are you on, Dina? Why is you playing the drums? We supposed to be sneaking. We are supposed to be sneaking at this. Now, granted, they ain't ran into nobody yet, but we are still supposed to be sneaking. Why are you playing the drums? I don't care if y'all are in the store. Surrounding situational awareness, please. But anyway, Ellie finds a guitar upstairs. She ends up playing a song. I forgot the name of the song. Take Me On, I believe. Take Me On. I believe it's a song. But anyway, she ends up singing it while she's playing the guitar. Dina walks up there and kind of sits there as she sings. And at first, Ellie tried to act shy, and Dina's like, nah, keep singing. And so she keeps singing, and Dina's in like full tears, like just in awe of Ellie in that moment. She's like, wow, Joe really did teach you to play. So we got confirmation, of course, that Joel taught her to play the guitar. And it was just funny because she was like full tears on that song, and I'm just like, this song used to be a groove. I ain't never seen nobody cry from it, but I'm just like, all right, whatever. She did kind of sing it like a ballad, but it was just like, this used to be a little bop. Like, for you to be in tears, it's kind of weird, but whatever, I get it. They end up making it to the watchtower that they were headed to, or the radio tower that they were headed to. And when they get there, they realize there's a camera in the front door. Then they peep the second floor, and they see that somebody's already broken inside using one of the windows. So they go in through there and realize that one of the guards from the WLF has been arrowed down with multiple arrows sticking out this man's chest. And they're like, dang, who did this? And then they walk into the main room and see multiple WLF members hanging from the ceiling with their guts pretty much hanging outside of themselves. And they're just like, yo, what happened? Like, what is going on? Even Dina was like, yo, what's up with Seattle? Like, what's the issue? What is the malfeasance? Like, what y'all on? But we see Ellie notice that somebody painted on blood, feel her love, and she realized that the same group of people that they saw gunned down in the woods was the same group of people that actually did this to the WLF. And they hear some commotion on a radio of one of the WLF members who is unalived at this point. And they're like, yo, did they call for backup? Oh shoot, we gotta get out of here. And before they can get out of there, the backup arrives. They end up scattering to try to make it out. And Ellie ends up getting caught upstairs by one of the members. She tries to choke him out. Doesn't really work to her advantage. And we see one of the other members actually discover her trying to choke this dude out. And before he could pretty much yell for everybody, Dina actually unalives him from behind. And her and Ellie make an escape. They get chased out by the WLF. They end up making it to an underground tunnel, which led to like an underground subway station, from what it looked like. An abandoned subway station. It looked like it got caved in. So the WLF sends their soldiers down there. They think it's empty. When they start lighting the flares, the fungus recognizes the heat from the flares and ends up sending a horde of infected towards their direction and pretty much take out the guards. And Dina and Ellie almost get caught up in it as well, but they end up escaping through the train in the abandoned subway station that got caved in. They end up escaping. In their great escape, they get stuck in a turnstile, and Dina is about to get bit by an infected. Ellie sticks her arms out. The infected bites her arm. They make it out unscathed outside of the bite on Ellie's arm. Ellie's not thinking nothing of it because she's like, yeah, I'm immune. I've been bit before. It ain't that big of a deal. What she doesn't realize is he ain't never told Dina this. So Dina is out the loop. Dina thinks, I gotta unalive you. I gotta put one in your head because you done got bit. You infected now. And so we see Dina kind of just going through the emotions of that and just being torn emotionally. They end up making it out of the abandoned, collapsed subway terminal and end up making it to a movie theater is what it looks like. It looks like some type of theater. And that's when Ellie turns around and realizes that Dina got a gun pointed on her at this point. And she's so out of it at this point, just happy to be surviving, that she's just like, yo, like, what's going on? Why you like put the gun down? Why you tripping? And she's like, oh yeah, my arm. Let me explain. Let me just put the gun. I'm immune. Like, you know, and she did it was just like, all right, I know you don't believe me, but I'm immune. Like, it said that I can just like, look, this was gonna happen. I'm gonna go lay down. You can sit over as far away from me as you want to. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna wake up myself. And if I wake up infected, you go ahead and put two in my dome. And so so we see Dina pretty much locked and loaded. Ellie wakes up because some water hit her in the head. She wakes up. She's like, oh, wait, I'm fine. As soon as she wakes up, Dina turns her flashlight on, still got the gun pointed at her. And Ellie's like, look, I'm fine. Can I show you? Undoes her bandage, shows her arm that she's not infected. No shakes in her hand. So she's not even going through the process of infection. And we already know from season 1 that Ellie's immune. So Dina, this is her first time finding out. And we see in the moment her being so distraught and filled with so much emotion, she gets up, walks over to Ellie, and confesses to Ellie that she's pregnant. And Ellie's like, wait, what? And before she could even react to what was said, Dina kisses her. They have a moment. And then they wake up the next day after they have a moment, have an interesting interaction with some beef jerky. Because Ellie goes in to kiss her. And she's like, oh no, morning breath. And she was like, here, gave her some beef jerky and then took some beef jerky herself. And Ellie's like, I don't think this is gonna help. That was my thought. Beef jerky on top of morning breath, how that's gonna help your breath? That's just, to me, that's just gonna get that morning breath an extra tang. But it's not like she got toothpaste or a toothbrush. But still, that was just a weird remedy for morning breath. We just gonna eat some beef jerky. What? Now you have salty and meaty morning breath? Like, anyway. Then we pretty much see them recapping everything that transpired, them having the moment, them being intimate with one another, and just sharing how they truly feel about each other to one another. And this is where Dina reveals all the pregnancy tests that she took at the pharmacy where they were scrounging for supplies earlier in the episode. And it's definitely about 6 or 7 of them. So she's like, yeah, I mean, all of them got double lines. So your girl pregnant. And this is why I keep throwing up every time I see messed up stuff now. She got morning sickness. And she was just like, I kind of knew something was off then because I've seen messed up stuff before and it's never caused that reaction. And I knew morning sickness was a thing. Then we have Ellie accepting the fact that, oh, we're having a baby. I'm like, we're having a baby? I mean, whatever. It was funny because it's just like a dude would have had a totally different reaction. Oh, you having Jesse's baby? That's crazy. What you gonna do? Never mind. But it would have just been a very different scenario had it been a dude instead of Ellie. But that was funny to me. But one thing I will say that tricked me out in this episode is the timing of all this. Like, now I get it. The emotions are high. Y'all was fighting for your life. Y'all was running for your life. But y'all finna be intimate right here, right now. Y'all ain't even survived the night yet. And y'all finna be intimate right... Wrong time. You just had a gun on me. I just got bit. Like, we was fighting for our lives. We almost died multiple times from infected and from the WLF agents. Let's just make it through the night and reconvene in the morning. Cause yeah, this too much. It's too much. I'm stressed. I am stressed. Let's sleep on it. Wake up. Then we can figure out what we want to do emotionally, intimately, all that stuff. But to do it right then and there, I'm just like, wrong time, Bob. Wrong time. Anyway, we see them wake up, having their conversation, having their moment, explaining their feelings for one another to each other. Then they get they hear some noise on the radio. They hear shots fired. They hear a large commotion. They trying to figure out what's going on, and they hear a location be called out over the radio. And so they're like, "Yo, where are they at? We don't know where we are anymore. So let's go to the roof, figure out where we're at, and try to get bearings of the situation." They go up to the roof. They see the explosion in the distance. They see the white building where they need to go to. And one of the names that they heard on the radio is one of the names of the people that unalived Joel in episode 2. So Ellie is sitting there like, yo, I ain't gonna make you go. Stuff's different now. You said you pregnant. We supposed to be whatever we supposed to be and whatever we supposed to be doing. So stuff's different now. You don't have to, you don't have to come with me. You know what I mean? You can just stay here. She's just like, no, we're gonna do it together. And so they kind of make an agreement at that point to pretty much proceed together on their journey. And that was the end of the episode. And I'm not gonna hold you, because I've seen different scenes from the actual game. They did their thing with this episode. I'm not gonna hold you, but I still feel like it was the wrong time. But I understand that's kind of how the story developed in the game. And yeah, I'll probably have to give this episode like I give it a 9 out of 10. It was done really well. It was done really well. Done really good. Great character work in this particular episode from Ellie, from Dina, from Isaac, from even the Seraphite had great character work in this particular episode. So I really thought it was done well. I thought it was executed well. It just had you on the edge of your seat as soon as they got to the radio tower and saw everything that was going on. It just kind of had you locked in from that moment moving forward. And I didn't like I said, I didn't like the fact that they was being loud. Y'all supposed to be sneaky, and y'all being loud. Y'all opening tank doors loud. Y'all playing the drums. What we doing? You playing the guitar? Now, granted, the guitar I'll give you, because it's not like it was hooked up to nothing. But why are you playing the drums? Y'all loud. Y'all supposed to be sneaking. Like, come on now. They got the nerve to be trying to be intimate at night when y'all was just running for your lives. All right, wrong time. That's just a big issue for me when it comes to any show or movie where it's just like, we in the middle of a gunfight. Let's kiss real quick. No! Let's get out of here. Let's survive, and we can figure that out later. But there's bullets flying past our head. Why is we trying to have an intimate moment when there's bullets flying past our head? What are we doing? Anyway, that's just me. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10. That's my rating. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about this particular episode. Are you watching Last of Us Season 2? Last of Us Season 1 was done very well. Definitely was fire. So far, Season 2 has been great as well. The storytelling, the character work has been super dope. I'm excited to see where this story goes. I'm also excited to see more of Isaac's backstory and to see how he got to where he is now. We saw a little bit of it in this episode, but I'm really interested to see more. I'm not gonna hold you, and I'm interested to see how the Seraphites became the Seraphites. Like, what happened? But yeah, let me know in the comments below. if you agree with my rating or not, and what were your favorite parts of the particular episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a new video on the channel, which is every day. So stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay locked in, and never forget, it's free soul to the show free. Let's get it.